The last 18 months have seen escalating political tensions on a range of fronts between Australia and China, its largest trading partner. China warned Australia that eventually trade would suffer if relations didn't improve. And from mid-2020, China began erecting a series of formal barriers to Australian product, such as heavy tariffs on barley and wine, and informal barriers such as prolonging inspection times for seafood that makes trade impractical. Shipments of these targeted products have suffered badly. In the month of January, Australian fishermen would usually ship over $100 million worth of crustaceans, including lobsters, to China. This year, that was less than 10 million. Australian winemakers would usually ship $40 to $80 million worth of product to China in January. This year, total alcoholic beverage shipments slowed to a trickle. And the barley trade, worth about $100 million a month, ceased completely. But China has so far continued to buy other food and ag products from Australia. Large volumes of meat, wool and dairy continue to flow between the two countries, and December saw a record shipment of wheat to China from Australian shores. So for now, China appears willing to stop taking discretionary goods from Australia, but is still buying products that are essential or at least very inconvenient to do without. All up, Australian food and ag exports to China are down from the peaks we saw in 2019. Average shipments in the last 3 months have fallen to around $700 million, their lowest level in 4 years. Not all of this is due to political tensions, but they're certainly playing a role. For those industries which have recently lost access to China, a key question has been how quickly they can pivot to find new markets for product elsewhere. Barley exporters have been able to do this pretty well. Product has been redirected from China to Thailand and Saudi Arabia, amongst other markets. And with more volume and rising world prices, the value of exports leaving Australia are actually up on last January. It's proved harder for wine exporters to switch so quickly. The global wine market is not as tight as that for barley, and the product's far less commoditized. Exports of all alcoholic beverages actually fell in January compared with the prior year, with exporters just not able to switch product into new markets quick enough. In terms of the lobster industry and crustacean exporters more generally, they found it hardest to replace China. Up to 95% of product is typically destined for that market in the past, and considerable premiums are paid in China versus other markets. Australian exporters will need to continue to develop markets outside of China to hedge their risks in coming years. With commodity markets generally tight at present, the world economy in recovery phase, and favourable seasonal conditions at home, thankfully now is a pretty good time to be doing just that. So back to you, Claudine.
It's great that Australia has a strong brand and reputation for quality on our side.
I think that's right, Claudine. Hopefully it's just a matter of time before consumers from the US to Japan realise how lucky they are to have better access to Australian wine, meat and seafood. Now China's buying less.
Thanks, Tim.